Hi everybody. Okay, so I titled this Y&R Future because I want to talk about what's possibly gonna happen next week and maybe into the next one, but I don't want it to go too far because I have to see what's happened so far and then what I think might happen after that. And I don't want to go like a month because who knows. All right. So for next week, the spoilers are, and I'm not trying to do this. I'm just saying that I never know the order of when they're actually going to show these clips. But like I said, and I'm taking credit for this one because I called it a couple weeks ago. I said it has to come to a head at some point, and it's going to happen next week. Now, Cameron Kirsten is still there, so, uh, but Sharon apparently is going to have, Sharon the character is going to have a weird nightmare, and she says, Daniel was bleeding in my dream. So Cameron says, well, you're the only one who can make that happen. Now, I take it as obviously something's going to happen to Daniel. Now, I don't know if that means he's going to be in an accident or and get injured or possibly be on the edge of something fatal. I don't have a clue. The only reason I'm not trying to be misleading in any way, I'm just saying I haven't heard anything about Michael Grosde possibly leaving or the direction of the character. Although the only thing I've heard for weeks is that Heather and Daniel together want to leave Genoa City, and now with what happened to Lucy and what keeps happening with Lucy, they've got more ammo in that department. But that still doesn't mean that anything is going to happen to them because I've seen it more times than I can count where somebody will get into an accident or something and something will happen. They'll get some sort of injury and then give it a week or two and they're fine. The last case we had of that was Lucy and Faith because remember when Lucy was in trouble, asked Faith for help. They got into the car wreck because Lucy was looking for, or Faith was looking for a towel to help Lucy clean off. They get into a horrendous wreck, and um, Lucy, the actress who plays Lucy, has makeup on her face like she maybe got hit or something a little bit, but Faith got the brunt of the accident makeup, and within a week, maybe two, they're perfectly fine. So just because they say there might be bleeding doesn't always mean what you think it's going to mean. So we have that. Um, I really, okay. If I have to think about two sides here, I think about either something's going to happen that's major or something looks like it's major but not. Okay. As a fan, I don't want Michael Grossaday to leave. He's great. He's one of the few original characters who played the same character throughout. He's played Daniel Romalotti the whole time. And as a person who watches every day, I personally I don't like recasts unless they have to do it, but I generally don't like it. Um, so I want him to stay there until he doesn't want to be there anymore. That's my 2 cents of that. Okay, now to further the story, I believe that something has to happen where Sharon feels guilty or something, or some kind of remorse for her past actions, and I think that'll shake her into becoming herself again because she'll come to grips with the reality, and hopefully she'll say, okay, wow, because of all the stuff I did X, Y, and Z, and so I don't want to do that anymore. So maybe I should think about my behaviors. Now I know I'm coming from a psychological standpoint here, but we are talking about the edge of mental illness. So yeah. Now, as far as everybody else connected to it, and I should have thought about this before, and I'm glad I thought about it now because I told you yesterday in the video that they're gonna have a standalone episode honoring Sharon Case for 30 years on Young and the Restless. Now, it would be kind of fitting and a good thing if Sharon was involved in all week episodes leading up until Friday, and then that's the big celebration, right? So I believe that they're going to make this thing last for at least 4 days. So maybe, um, okay, now, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm not a writer, I don't know anything, but I would think that you have Sharon have the nightmare on Monday, you hash it out on Tuesday, um, you have her thinking about something else on Wednesday or something. I don't know. Like everybody comes in on Wednesday, and then Thursday, the big to do happens, whatever that's going to be, and then Friday is celebration. That's how I would do it. But again, I have no power. I'm only a fan. I don't know what they're really going to do here. Okay. As far as her family being involved, I like it, but I kind of agree with the Sharon character here. Of if you keep pushing me and asking me, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? All those stuff, and it leads into more and more questions, then more people than not are going to be pulling away from the relationship because not because they're trying to be devious, just because they don't want to explain everything of their behaviors every day, all the time. I agree with that. So there's that piece of it. Um, Now, if Daniel is involved, that's how Phyllis is involved because it's her son, and Lucy is his daughter, and the rest of it. So I could see everybody on Daniel's side getting involved too, you know, for the aforementioned things, and also just the tension that has been there between Sharon and Daniel for so long. So I could see it all coming together. But yeah. As far as everybody else, okay, I want to see what happens. Like, okay, getting away from that for now, that door is closed. Okay. All right. Next story, I want to see some movement on. Kyle and his family, and I mean Kyle and the Abbotts and all that stuff. Okay, because to me, they played out the whole family tension, dysfunction, whatever. And either he's going to make a decision. Well, I, I feel like I'm kind of the person who is torn between telling everybody to sing Kumbaya and saying get a grip on yourself and just do whatever. Because all these people are adults here, adult parents and adult child. So my thing would be, now this is, well, it's not meant to be personal, but I'm just saying that in some families, when you have a problem, you hash it out until you don't have a problem anymore. But then again, this isn't soap land, and in soap land, they can make anything last as long as they want. So, you know, we may want them to fix it in 5 minutes, but for theatrical, dramatic purposes, they're not going to finish it in 5 minutes. So, and like I said, the overarching theme of everything is if they figured everything out, there'd be no more soap. So, yeah. Okay. So as far as that goes, I don't know. Yeah, I'd like them to hash it out at this point because it has been a couple of months of like tension all the time. The father and son can't even talk to each other. The mother thinks the son hates her, and the son is saying, "No, I don't hate you, but I was just trying to protect you." But she doesn't see it that way. That thing. Okay, I can do without that. Number two, Kyle needs to make a decision on whatever he's gonna do, whatever, and just do it. Either try to mend it or just say, forget it and go on his own. And it's not as a disrespect thing, but at a certain point in your life, you have to stand on your own 2 feet and say, okay, I understand your position. I agree with it or I don't or whatever, but here's what I'm gonna do. So that's where I stand with that. Okay. Claire and Kyle. Um, I can see them becoming a couple. Only the only thing that bothers me is that her parents, Victoria and Cole, are trying to be supportive, but yet they ask her all the time, so how's it going? So what's going on? Whatever. Okay, you can be supportive and then back off. Like, she's gonna have to figure it out for herself. Ugh. Okay. As far as Lucy goes, well, see, here's the thing. With the Lucy character, I want her to grow up and I want her to like figure out whatever, like what I know she has to be a teenager and stuff, but I want her to like learn from her mistakes. But also, if something happens to Daniel, that might affect her like a lot. And yeah, I don't know. I don't want to see that either because I feel like she's already been through a lot. So maybe not put her through anything else with her dad. Maybe I don't know. So yeah, those are my predictions. Some of them are short term. A few of them may be longer term, but I try to keep it, relative. All right. Bye, guys.